Welcome back to the channel, guys. Are you ready to see the subpoena that Blake Lively's team served to Google and 16 content creators? Well, we're diving into that. We are going to look at it today, and we're going to talk about the actual shitstorm that's happened over the last 48 hours. So, yes, I am one of the creators that are named within the document. And I mean, I can unequivocally say right off the bat, I have had no. Oh, Daisy's probably going to bark, guys. Just sorry if you hear dogs freaking out in the background. I have had no contact with anyone on Justin's team, with Brian Friedman, no one in any way. They have not fed me anything. I made a joke yesterday saying if they fed me stuff, my account probably would have grown faster because I would have had information that no one else had. Like, I don't know. And everything we've done on this channel has been stuff I found on Google. And then I give my opinion. And I've given my opinion to a point where I've even said positive things about Blake Lively and her team, where there was a period maybe 2 months ago where I was like, I'm not talking about this case because I'm even having Team Justin people call me out and accuse me of being like paid by Blake's side, because I'll say Blake did a good job with this PR thing or this marketing thing, and Justin's team, didn't do so great on this side. So it's kind of crazy where even as early as the day before this subpoena dropped, I had people on my videos saying, I'm getting a weird feeling you're Team Blake now, because you're giving her like all this good branding and marketing advice. Well, I don't know. You guys want to send an email over to Ezra Hudson for me and remind her that I'm apparently on Blake's payroll, because that would be awesome. Because I have a farm animal sanctuary, actually have an emergency call into the vet just this morning for one of our rescue horses here. And I've got other things to do than worry about this shit. So, and I've said nice things about Blake. I've said things about Justin where I don't agree with him. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve, and my background is in branding and marketing. And essentially what we've done up to this point on the channel is look at the trending pop culture stories through the lens of branding, marketing, and PR. So I've looked at, I run a farm animal sanctuary, I have a business, I have clients, I have limited time for content creation. So that's why it's been so focused on what's going on here with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. But essentially what we've done is we look at what's happening on Google with SEO. We look at what's trending. We look at what's happening in marketing and branding on each side, and we call ball and strikes. I look at it and I tell you what I think is going to happen. And usually I'm pretty damn on point with what's going to happen. Welcome, guys. Hello. It's so nice to see you guys. And thanks, Leo, for liking the stream and reminding everyone to like the stream. Hello, Leanne. Hello, guys. You guys are awesome. We just have to give a shout out to our friend here who is helping me behind the scenes when it comes to just trying to figure and sort this out. So thank you, my friend. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. I really appreciate you. Okay, so let's dive in. Oh, actually, before I go into the subpoena, let's just do kind of a road so far on where things have gone. I thought it was so funny because if you watch a video I did a couple videos ago, actually, I think it was Wednesday's video that went up. At the end, I'm kind of contemplating and I go, I don't really know what Blake's going to do. Usually in PR, you're going to see an end of the week news dump. So it's usually a late Thursday or see, I always say it's the universe. I'm spiritual as well. If you're new here, the universe saying that I'm on track when it gives me a thumbs up. So what traditionally has been done in PR is you're going to see an end of the week news dump. It's usually called a Friday news dump, but sometimes it happens on Thursdays. And at the end of a video, I think it was Wednesday morning, I recorded it, but it was Wednesday night, I actually got it posted. I had said, guys, I really don't know. Are we going to see something happen from Blake where, her Friday's news dump, because typically with Friday news dumps, it's to kind of go under the radar where people aren't going to notice, right? Because end of the week, you're excited about the weekend. I tell you guys all about that in the video. And so I said, I don't know, she's hard to pin down in regards to that. Because in the new landscape of social media, it doesn't work like how it used to. Whereas previously, a late week news dump, no one picked it up. Thursday night and a Friday, no one picked it up. But I said now it's different because content creators are picking it up, and it can can, in theory, extend the news cycle where you have content creators picking it up all weekend and then legacy media picks it up Monday into the Tuesday news cycle. And it's so funny because damn, I'm good. No wonder Blake watches my channel. It's funny because I said, I don't know if she'll pull anything, that she kind of wants to fly under the radar. And then was it Thursday night? I'm checking my email and all of a sudden I get this notice that I've been subpoenaed by Google. And someone sends me a message and says, and so this, I believe she wanted to go under the radar. I don't think she wants this to be picked up by legacy media. And I genuinely don't think she wanted content creators to figure out what's going on. Because if you look at the deadlines, the first deadline that was in our email was July 31st. Where's your dad? I'm trying to record, sweetheart. We have a new rescue dog. We just rescued from the local shelter. And she is not too happy about being stuck in here. She doesn't understand streaming yet, right? Our other dogs understand streaming, why I talk to a computer. She doesn't get it. So she's hanging out with me in here while I'm streaming. She's like, Mom, I don't understand. Why are you talking and you're not paying attention to me? So she's just 10 months old. And you okay? She's just 10 months old and lived in the shelter from 4 months to 10 months. So I'm just going to close this because I'm going to be so distracted, guys. Sorry about that, guys. It's kind of chaos in the house this morning because we have the new rescue that just came home, I think a week and a half ago. We're waiting for the vet to get back to us because we have an emergency vet call in for our rescue horse, Luna, because we run a small farm animal sanctuary. So I'm a little bit distracted and I apologize for that, but we just have a lot going on. And that said, I should probably turn my ringer on. But that's also who Blake Lively's taking resources away from, right? Like I run a small animal sanctuary. I try to live a pretty simple life. I don't take on a lot of branding or marketing clients. Try to live a pretty simple life and just help animals. That's what I do. So anyway, it was, and thank you so much for the support. You guys are amazing. I appreciate each of you so much. So it was Thursday night, I believe, that I got the email. Now, funny enough, we're with you and all the other creators, a little gift for your animals. That goes straight to the animals. I appreciate you. Funny enough, this is actually a funny story. Oh, yes, I will post the PayPal link. I am likely going to start a GoFundMe for the legal fees, but because we had an emergency this morning with Luna, I haven't had a chance to do that. So if you do want to support the legal fight and Luna's medical bills, our rescue horse, but if you want to support the channel in the legal fight and myself in the legal fight, because I will have to hire lawyers, this will do for now. And then I can get an official GoFundMe up, but this is my farm animal kind of PayPal link. Okay. I almost put myself in timeout. Whoops. It's just been a day. So I originally go into my email and I have an email from the Canadian government in one of my emails. Okay. Blake subpoenaed my YouTube email. And so in my actual business email, I had an email from the Canadian government. And right away I go, you're fucking kidding me. You're kidding me, right? And so I open it up and I go, oh, actually, stop being paranoid. Stop being paranoid. Like, it's fine because I'm in Canada. I'm not in the US. And anyway, it was a trademark. I'm filing some trademark stuff. And so there was an issue with one of my applications. And so I close it and I come back later to my email. And in my YouTube email, there's a friggin' subpoena. So it was just so funny. It was like, like 6 cents picking up that something like that was coming in. But I believe Thursday night that I got it. And at first, a lot of people thought it was fake. I went straight to Google. So I do use Gmail and Google Workspace and Google Drive and Google One, all of that for my businesses. So I pay for live chat support. And so I message live chat support and I go like, what's going on? Because a lot of people online are saying this is fake, but from my research, it's not. Like, it doesn't look like the phishing scam email that's going around. And so I posted on my Instagram stories where I showed the actual conversation and the girl's like, the support person goes, no, I can confirm that's real. Then I don't know, maybe hours later, it's been a blur the last couple of days. I haven't been sleeping much because everyone's on different time zones. So I'm up late trying to figure it out. But Then we get word that maybe it's fake. And then Andy from Popcorn Planet spent most of yesterday trying to pin down Ezra Hudson and her law office and his lawyer, Nate the lawyer on YouTube. Great guy. They were trying to pin down what's going on. Like, is this actually real? Because YouTube support told Andy that it was fake. Google AI, if sometimes would tell you it was fake, sometimes it would tell you it was real, sometimes it would tell you the email was real, sometimes it would tell you it was fake. So they're trying to pin down Ezra Hudson. And originally, if you watch Andy's video over on Popcorn Planet, originally they had basically said, no, it's fake. And I think where Blake's team figured no one would figure this out in time to fight, because again, remember, the original email said July 31st is the deadline. The subpoena that everyone is receiving says the 16th, which is Wednesday. And a lot of us, me included, do not have like counsel on speed dial. I don't. Oh, thank you. You guys are so kind. Fight the Hollywood machine. We are trying, my friend. I couldn't do it without you guys. So they originally said it was fake. Then we have the two different deadlines. I believe that I was right when I called, like, there might be this Friday news dump or late week news dump, so it slides under the surface. But I think that, and I hadn't called this, but looking back now, I believe it was also so content creators didn't notice. Because if you're a content creator and not checking, I check my emails like 5 to 6 times a day because I run businesses and I need to be checking my emails. So it is a natural habit that in the mornings, it's part of my routine and my schedule, in the afternoon and in the evening. But how many people don't check their emails like that? So I believe, Blake, my belief, don't sue me for saying this, my belief is they were hoping by sending this through or like actually having it hit us late week that a lot of people wouldn't figure out until Monday. And then you have what, 2 days? Well, even now, I don't know how to contact a lawyer over the weekend. I don't think you can where I live. Like, I'm not in like New York City or anything. I'm not in Toronto. I'm not in a big city. So I believe, my opinion, Blake, that this was all intentional and that the dates are different so that content creators might be, Ashley be like, what is sleep? Seriously. Seriously. Oh, seriously. So that content creators would miss the deadline to protect themselves. So that's my belief. But yesterday, this is horrific, both from YouTube. I would encourage everyone to message YouTube, message Google about this, because not only is it like a total invasion of freedom of speech. Like I said, on this channel, I attack the PR moves or the marketing moves or praise them. I've shouted Blake out multiple times for her PR and good moves they made. I try to just call balls and strikes based on what I see publicly. Now, they've put me in multiple hit pieces over my work exposing Nick Shapiro, but again, it was all public information. You can find it on Google. It's literally nothing that you can't find if you go on Google, and then I just pull it together and show the connection. So anyway, this is just wild, but I have not been in contact. I don't know who all the 16 creators are, but I would recommend everyone making a stink. I wish Legacy Media would pick this up, making a stink over this, because from what we're seeing right now, and that might change, this might have been just a generic email that goes out and they are actually planning to fight it. But from what we've seen right now, and I sent an email to them being like, one, I want to copy the subpoena. This one was sent to me by one of the other creators. Thankfully, everyone's been really great about helping each other. But I want to copy the subpoena, but I also want to know, are you planning on fighting this? But I don't think they have any legal obligation to let me know or not. So that's concerning to me. And if you ask me, honestly, before we even get to the subpoena, does anyone else feel like Blake is just proving all of the concerns everyone had about her? That she's proving all of the concerns that Justin Baldoni had about her? That she's just proving in real time what actually happened on the set? Because she's like, SH, JKing this, JKing this. Oh, you don't give me what I want? I'm going to go for them. And you don't give me what I want? I'm going to go for them. She could have and did request the information of the content creators that were involved through Wayfair. All this is intimidation. All of this is trying to basically destroy the lives of small businesses. I make pennies on YouTube. Like my videos, I don't have a large channel. That's why I was joking. If like Justin's team was feeding me shit, I'm sure my channel would have grown a lot faster. I don't have a large channel. I make pennies from YouTube. Like I have no dog in the fight over whether I say something positive to Blake or positive to Justin. But anyway, to me, all she's doing is proving that this is what went down on the set. If he didn't give in, if he didn't give her what she wanted, that should be like, fine, I'm going to move the goalposts. I'm going to make more demands. I'm going to pull more strings. I'm going to fight harder over here. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to leverage this person against you. That's all she's doing. So to me, she's ruining her own reputation even harder right now. And even worse, she is her own PR nightmare right now, in my opinion, Blake. Because all you're doing is proving everyone's concerns about you. And all you're doing is proving you and Ryan, who I used to like Ryan. So I'm really pissed off over that. Because I know a lot of people didn't, but I liked Ryan. All she's doing is showing us what the set of It Ends With Us was. Because she did ask Brian Friedman for the list of creators. She did. And obviously she's not getting the answers she wants because she's going for directly to Google now. If the judge doesn't quash this fuckery, then he's setting an alarming precedent. I agree. This allows people to go after each other on unconstitutional. I agree with you 100%. And where is that line? And I was watching a video, Not Actually Golden, and we can pull that video up if we have time. I just have to keep an eye for the vet. Where's that line? Like, you can't talk about things that are public anymore. I don't know. Did I hurt Blake's feelings by saying that her branding's horrible and she can't stick to a brand? Like, is this also proving that her feelings were so hurt over Justin asking about her weight that she goes scorched earth? Because I don't know. All of this seems right now is she is just, if you hurt her feelings, she's trying to destroy you. She's causing herself. Yeah, this is just wild. She wants your private bank account info, but she can't suffer. Relevant text being presented as evidence. Yeah. But she doesn't want her text messages out there. She doesn't want any of that. You exposed Botgate. Good point. And Nick Shapiro. We exposed a lot in this community here, but that is also a good point. It's funny because we've talked about on this channel a lot of tactics that she's used, and I've said all along, is she actually using this? I'm not on her team. So I don't know. And I've said that all along. But based on what I'm seeing, this is what it looks like. And so we've talked about flooding. We've talked about all kinds of things. And then she uses it in her legal documents against Justin Baldoni. It's wild. It's wild. But okay, let's look at what's going on here. And like, what is this? We're talking about this powerful law firm and Google, and this is the weird ass facts they get. They couldn't even get a proper fax where we can actually read what it says. All right, so this is the definition portion. They're talking about the consolidated actions. The agreement means any contract, arrangement, or understanding, formal or informal, oral or written. How are you going to get an agreement orally? Blake, how are you going to know if anyone made an oral agreement? You are unhinged. Thank you so much. Hello, Sunshine. I appreciate it. Thanks for speaking the truth. I'm sorry it's not much. Please never apologize. I hope it helps any legal fees. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Please never apologize either. Affiliate means any and all entities who are wholly owned and or controlled directly or indirectly by or under common control by an identified individual or entity, including any corporate parent, subsidiaries, or affiliates. Sorry, my roosters are crowing in the background. So you're getting some morning farm sounds as we, oh yeah, you mentioned it at the same time I was thinking of it. Like, oh man, they're loud out there. So you guys get relaxing morning rooster sounds while we read this. Term all, any, and each shall each be construed as encompassing any and all. Go figure. The connectives and or shall be construed either disjunctively or conjunctively as necessary to bring within the scope of the discovery request all responses that might otherwise be construed to be outside the scope. Abel refers to Jennifer Abel. Baldoni refers to Justin Baldoni. Communication means the transmittal of information. Lively complaint means the operative complaint filed by Blake Lively. 11, the CRD complaint means the operative administrative complaint filed by Blake Lively. I can't believe this is what they're literally sending to content creators. Like, this is the document they're sending us. Concerning means relating to, referring to, describing, evidencing, or constituting. 13, document or documents is defined to be synonymous in meaning and equal in scope to the usage of the terms documents or electronically stored information. 14, the film means the movie It Ends With Us. 15, Brian Freeman refers to counsel for the Wayfair defendants in the action, which, talking about that, she has just lost her damn mind and is now trying to seek a protective order against Brian Freeman. We also called that here when I said, I don't think it's necessarily PR. Actually, if you're new to the channel, one, make sure to like, subscribe, hang out with us. It's a great community here. But two, I have the video up from the other day. I think I posted it Thursday in regards to Vin Diesel. I said, this isn't a PR move that she's making because there was nothing. There was only content creators covering it. I said, this is not SEO manipulation. Guys, there's been a lot of misunderstanding about SEO manipulation on the interwebs. SEO manipulation can only be done on Google. It is not the algorithm. It is not TikTok, any of that. So there's no SEO manipulation. There was no flooding happening. None of that was happening. And so I said, what I believe for Vin Diesel is it was more legal. So if you've been watching the channel, do you guys remember when we talked about the two horses in a race? So they have the PR horse and they have the legal horse. And we've discussed this multiple times. And I said, sometimes you are making a decision so the PR horse is in ahead. And sometimes you're making a decision so the legal horse is in head. But you don't want to leave either in the dust. And you don't want to knock out or, break the leg of one of your horses. You want them to be kind of like give and take throughout the race. So when I looked at the whole Vin Diesel of it all, nothing was giving PR for me. I said they could use it later, but nothing's giving me PR. I said, I'm sure Vin Diesel's thrilled to have his name dragged into this mess. Yeah, no kidding. I feel bad for everyone who is having, their names dragged into this mess. Celebrities must be just, up at night worrying that their name's next. So I said, it looks like it's more legal. And I said, I'm not a lawyer, but expect her to use it as a way to try and get him off the deposition. And that is exactly what she is now doing. She is trying to get Brian Freeman off the deposition. And my belief is she used the alleged, which Brian has denied, the alleged attack of Brian Freeman against the lawyer, the other lawyer, the victim's lawyer at a deposition to try and get him removed and saying he's so dangerous. I need a protection order against him. That's been my belief. And sure enough, that's literally what she's doing now. So she's so predictable. Blake, I don't need insider information to know you're predictable, man. Oh, shit. I need to plug in my computer. It has just been a morning, guys. Sorry if you're new here. We are a little bit more organized often, but got totally thrown off when my husband this morning said he was doing breakfast for the horses. He goes, oh my gosh, can you take a look at Luna? But yes, this is the whole Brian Freeman of it all. She is trying to get a protective order against him. She's also, if we have time, we'll see. I'll pull it up. She's also trying to accuse Justin Side. Get this. If you're just like listening in the background and pay attention to this, she is also trying to accuse Justin Side of, setting her up for danger and making a media circus and a PR circus for her deposition when her lawyers are the ones that leaked the addresses. Her lawyers leaked the addresses in court documents. This is why I don't want her getting my information, not because I have nothing to hide in regards to working with Wayfair. I don't want her because she doxes weekly. She's doxed Jed Wallace's private information, his health information, addresses constantly. That woman is not getting near my shit, not because I have anything to hide, but because I don't trust her and I don't trust her lawyers. They are sketchy AF. My opinion. So Blake's team, leaked the addresses of both where she's supposed to go and where they want her to go. And then her team's pushing a story that she's hired a stylist for the deposition. Like, you can't even make this shit up. You can't make it up. So I imagine what'll happen is if there is a media storm, they're gonna be like, see, look what Brian Freeman did. Girl, you leaked it. I said that too. Did you? Yeah. Didn't Vin Diesel fire Steph Jones? That is a good question. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Now I want to look into it though. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. I see all of you guys. Thank you so much, Fred. She still has not sent deposition requests anyone involved with SH and is going after content creators instead. She's only interested in the BS smear. Yep. And I think Brian Freeman called her out on that as well in legal documents. Was basically like, she's wasting her time chasing around content creators instead of doing what she needs to do. So anyway, that was a tangent after seeing Brian's name because I didn't want to forget talking about that in case we didn't get a chance to go into it today. Heath refers to Jamie Heath. Including means including but not limited to, or including without limitation, and should be construed as limiting by request or any request. It ends with us LLC shall refer to defendants, and it ends with us movie. Jones work shall refer to the entity Jones work. Isn't Stephanie Jones trying to go after Pinterest and Meta and her like completely unhinged fishing expedition of whoever started the Stephanie Jones lies? She's such a nut. And if anyone wants to support, thank you guys for all the support. You guys are so sweet. If anyone wants to support directly through PayPal as well, you can. That's the Farm Animal Sanctuary link. But I will get an official PayPal going. But thank you guys. Liking, subscribing, sharing, all of it makes a huge difference. But yeah, I think Jones is still chasing down whoever created Stephanie Jones lies, and Meta and Pinterest are fighting back. So far, what all I've seen with Google is Google's like, oh, okay, what do you want? We'll give it to you. 21, Liner, Freeman, Tattleman, and Cooley refers to a law firm serving as counsel for Wayfair. 22, Lively Reynolds Company shall refer to Miss Lively and Ryan Reynolds affiliated entities, including but not limited to Betty Buzz LLC, Blake Brown, Aviation Gin, Mint Mobile, and Maximum Effort Productions, individually and collectively, and their past or present members, officers, employees, partners, corporate parent, subsidiaries, or affiliates. 23, Miss Lively shall refer to Blake Lively. Would not have guessed who was a party in this action. Mr. Reynolds shall refer to Ryan Reynolds. Marketing plan. Yeah, I'd love to talk about the marketing plan, Blake, that you did for It Ends With Us. Everyone has a lot of opinions on that. Their opinions. I know you're going to try and, sue them or subpoena them for their opinions, but marketing plan should refer to any efforts to market or promote the film, including but not you. Oh, she's the one. So remember, for those that are maybe even newer to the case, there are text messages where she said that they were going mafia style and taking over the marketing for It Ends With Us, because she basically said they're the mafia. And Justin said in the text messages, essentially, yeah, that's why I'm not fighting this. Or that's why this isn't a hill I'm willing to die on, something along those lines. So marketing plans should refer to any efforts to market or promote the film, including but not limited to any advertising, promotional, publicity, or marketing materials, such as, without limitation, themes, market testing, research, summaries. What does this have to do with this? I guess if they're claiming Wayfair was sending stuff out to us, talking points, she controlled the marketing. Trailers or teasers, posters, social media posts, screen, radio, digital, or television advertising as described in Lively the complaint. I'm gonna be honest, guys, like, there's such a piece of me that wants to be like, you know what? Go fucking wild, Blake. Like, go through all my shit because you're not going to find anything. However, I don't trust her. Again, yep, doxing is huge. Yep, protective orders for all their stuff. Yep, exactly. Why is Ryan Reynolds' name here when he's out of the lawsuit? Yeah. he's like, I don't know, a fucking tick or STD in this situation. You just can't get rid of them. Oh God, now it's definitely going to be in a new lawsuit. I'm going to have like a little bubble that comes up and it's like opinion only. Like Emily D. Baker, how she has the little sound she does when she's saying, this is my own opinion. You can't get rid of him. I genuinely don't know why he keeps popping up. It's so ridiculous. 27, the term, maybe that's part of the control. Which also, by the way, I think it's hilarious that I'm mentioned in this lawsuit, but multiple times I've said, like, guys, she just has crunchy energy. She's, just got a strong energy when we've looked at her human design body graph. Like, I've defended Blake. I'm more pissed. I'm not even going to lie. I am more pissed off that I wasted moments of my life defending her than anything else. And like recently, 28, payment is defined. And in the human design content, I've also said why I think they butted heads. And it was a very kind video, but whatever. 28, payment is defined as any transfer or commitment for future transfers of anything of value, including the exchange of funds, whether in dollars, foreign currency, or any form of electronic or cryptocurrency, cash, securities, loans, reimbursements, refunds, accounting, corrections, retainers, good services, or otherwise. You want to make a bet now? They're going to ask if like I'm part of the PR team or something. At the same time that people are in my comments are accusing me of being on her payroll. 30, protection or persons. 29 is defined as any natural person or any legal entity, including without limitation, any business or government entity or associate. 30, protections for return to production agreement means the contract executed in December 2023 concerning appropriate behavior during filming and production of the film, as described in the lively complaint. 31, digital campaign refers to efforts of the Wayfair defendants and or any affiliates, employees, associates, or subcontractors to communicate information regarding Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, the Lively Reynolds parties, the Lively Reynolds family, the Wayfair defendants, the film, or the actions on any social media, news outlet, or other internet platform, and or to seed, influence, manipulate, boost, amplify, or engage with social media algorithms, narrative, or virality, as well as the use of bots or inauthentic accounts as described in the lively complaints. Oh, Blake, maybe you'll figure out I'm a bot. It's all AI, baby. I just shared something on Instagram today about like fake AI Instagram accounts. Maybe you're going to figure out it's all AI. I'm not. Someone's going to clip that and definitely think it now. 32, relating to or related to means without limitation, assessing, compromising, constituting, concerning, referring to, containing, describing, discussing, embodying, evidencing, identifying, pertaining to, reflecting, stating, supporting, or tending to support or refute, or referring in any other way, directly or indirectly, in whole or in part, to the subject matter specified. 33, social media means any digital platform, forum, website, application, online service, or any platform where a person can create. I can't believe this is the shit they send us. Create, transmit, share, communicate, exchange content, or comment upon any information, ideas, or opinions, or otherwise engage in social networking, including but not limited to social networking platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, Reddit, and similar platforms, content sharing and video platforms, YouTube, Vimeo, Twitch, Rumble. They're coming for everyone, or similar services where videos, reels, or live content can be uploaded or streamed. Wow. Email messaging. How are they going to get this through Google? Email messaging applications and direct communication. Can you tell I haven't gone through this word for word yet? You guys are learning about the subpoena that I'm involved in with me in real time. Email messaging applications and direct communication platforms, including but not limited to Gmail, Outlook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, Discord, Slack, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, or any private messaging feature within a social media platform. How is that even included in this? Anyone have an answer on that? It is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. 16 in total. Wonder who else? I've only heard about 6. There's 2 that have reached out privately in DMs. I don't know if they've spoken publicly about it yet, but I think I know 6 total personally. And that's my fear. That's my worry. And what I was saying originally, where, that late week, typically the Friday or late Thursday news dump that happens where you kind of want to go under the radar. Well, again, summer, people tend to be vacationing. They're excited for the weekend. Are people even checking their emails? Unless you have reason to be in your email multiple times a day or once a day, are you checking your email Friday into the weekend? There might be people from that 16 that don't even find out until Monday or Tuesday. And we were given what? Less than a week? Like 4 business days to respond. If it's true, that's July 16th. Did they come for 2 lawyers? Tilted lawyer. Would be interesting to see if they went after people who could defend themselves. I don't think they have. And Andy's a bigger platform. Without a Crystal Ball is a bigger platform. But other than them, you're looking at smaller accounts. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Beautiful pupper you have there. Blogging and forum sites. I don't understand. I'm genuinely confused. Glassdoor. That's who ripped apart Stephanie Jones. Is this like a copy paste from Stephanie Jones? And I know because I've read the freaking Stephanie Jones is a liar website on my channel. You can find that video. I'm surprised she hasn't taken it down because I read it in full right before she took down the website. Oh, now it's going to get taken down. Blogging and forum sites. Medium, Substack they're going for? WordPress? What is 4chan? 8kun? What is that, guys? I'm old. What is that? Can someone clarify in the chat what that is? What is this? Or any other user-generated content site where written materials are published? Influencer or review-based platforms? Yelp? Glassdoor. You know what she's probably also going for is like people that were like, she feels paid to leave bad reviews on her brands. You want to make a bet? But I don't understand how going through YouTube will do this. Influencer and review-based platforms. Yelp, Glassdoor, Trustpilot, Google review. I'm just going to give me 1 second. Okay, messages. I was a little bit worried because it looked like I wasn't getting reception. I don't get great phone reception in my office, so I was worried to miss the emergency vet that's coming for our horse because she's a rescue, and so she's needle phobic, as am I. We bond over that. So we have to like do oral sedation before the vet gets here to sedate her with the needles. So I just can't miss that message, or else I'm going to be paying for a vet to sit here for an hour while oral sedation kicks in, and not exactly what I want to do, especially when I have to hire a lawyer. Influencer and review-based platforms. Yelp, Glassdoor, Trustpilot, Google Reviews, Patreon, or any website where reputational impact can be influenced. Yeah, so she's going after, are these even legit reviews? Were they paid? Advertising and promotional services, paid sponsorships, influencer partnerships, promoted posts, advertisement bots, or algorithm-driven visibility campaigns. G. Automated or third-party content management tools. Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout, Social, or any platform used to schedule, automate, or track social media activity. This is insane. H. Any other online presence. It's basically like everything. Blake has cast a net that literally takes up the whole fucking ocean. It's everything. I want to know everything you have done since I think it's like March 2024 until present, which is bullshit, because if you're claiming a smear campaign happened before you filed your CRD complaint claiming a smear campaign, Blake, why are you asking for now? It makes no sense. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. Did it pause? Hello? Hi, how are you? Oh, okay. No, I appreciate that. And, it's obviously bad, but not an emergency. That comes first. So that's what is first. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, I appreciate you so much. If you even just want to shoot me a text and it can just say like sedate for now or something, we can go out and do that. Thank you. See you in a bit. Sorry, guys. That was the vet just letting us know that she was at some calves that were sick, but now she has a down cow that's like life or death if she doesn't get there immediately. So she's like, "You've been bumped back." Like that is okay because while it is an emergency, it's not as if it's a life or death emergency within the next couple hours. So I don't know where I was. She doesn't care. That's her goal, anyways. Yeah. I feel bad for Dave Neal if he didn't get one. I'm sure Dave doesn't want one. Elsie, I'm surprised Elsie didn't get one. It might still be coming though, because they've apparently, it's based on what I've seen, is they're looking to extend Discovery to like September because they said they have more to send out. So there's that. Thank you so much, guys. Bonkers is so bonkers. The strength and desperation is wretched. Yes, throwing all my support behind you. Thank you, guys. I said something in my DMs the other day. I was talking. I said, I don't understand why they're coming for me because, yeah, I talk about the branding and marketing, but I don't have a massive account. I'm not as consistent with content the way a lot of other creators are because I'm just so busy. I can't be consistent. I don't have a daily podcast, nothing like that. I'm not staying up to date on the day to day happenings in this lawsuit. And so I said, like, I can't really understand. And then I was talking to someone, they go, it's your community. Because here's the thing, guys, something I've said all along is when I'm building a brand, I don't go for having like the 100,000 subscribers, which are random ass subscribers. And, it's fine to have random ass people, but at the end of the day, for me, it's community. It's like-minded people. It's having open discourse and intelligent minds coming together and all of that and critical thinkers. And this person had said, it's your community. You have a strong community. They're passionate. They question things. And that's what she's trying to shut down is the community you've built more than anything. And I agree because I've said this all the time. I can sit up here and talk to myself, but it's you guys that matter. And so I genuinely think that what she's trying to shut down is you guys because you guys listen. You don't take what I say at face value. You filter it. You make your own decisions. You see what's happening on Google. Most of the community comes to my DMs and it says like, I saw this and is this what's happening? And is that what is happening? And is this a PR move? So you guys are asking all these questions. I genuinely think it has nothing to do with me because if no one listened, if no one cared, she wouldn't care. It's you guys that, she notices that for a small account, it's a strong community and that's a threat. All right, so let's get back to this. I'll just keep my open for a text that comes through because that's when we have to sedate Luna. Any other online presence, any additional websites, forums, private groups, or digital services where content related to plaintiff was discussed, posted, or promoted. Without limiting the foregoing in any manner, and by the way of example only, this definition includes all original posts, reposts, shares, likes, comments, hashtags, memes, images, videos, stories, threads, and reactions. All drafts, deleted posts, or unpublished content related to plaintiff. All engagement metrics, analytics, reports, or logs reflecting interactions with content, and all metadata, timestamps, IP addresses, geolocation data. Where has that word come up before, Blakey? Well, you want my geolocation? My time? You want? I'm a Virgo. Is anyone else shocked by this? They want everything. You liked a post. Guess what? Blakey wants to know. The whole location share. That's what it was. You want my location share? Wow. All drafts. So stuff that hasn't even gone up. I thought you were talking about a freaking smear campaign that's actively happening, Blake. You want to know about potential shit that's coming later? Oh, I agree. Where's this comment? Everything shifted. I agree. I agree with this. I honestly think part 2 of this, she's going to go after commenters. Yep. I wouldn't even be, there would not be a shocked look on my face. Wouldn't even be shocked. This should honestly horrify everyone, whether you are a content creator, whether you just believe in freedom of speech, believe in I'm not American, but I believe it's the First Amendment. I'm sure every country has something similar, every single country around the world, I imagine, that is watching this video has something where you're allowed to speak. Well, not every country, that's, hyperbolic, but this should concern everyone that some pissed off actress that didn't get her way and isn't happy that people don't like her can request this. And it's really concerning to me that we have been given no indication. And from what I've researched and what I've been told, Google's not obligated to give us any information if they're going to fight this. And she filed this in New York. Blake just hops jurisdictions based on what suits her fucking schedule. Sorry about the swearing. I swear when I get passionate. But based on what fits her and what works in her favor and what disadvantages other people. This should concern everyone. I hope Legacy Media picks this up. Am I surprised if they don't? No. I might have hope that the Daily Mail will. They've been posting some stuff that's friendly towards Justin. 34, content creators shall refer to any individual or entity who seeds, generates, creates, or influences social media content or provides related digital or social media services directly or indirectly at the request of or on the behalf of any Wayfair party or their agents or affiliates. 35, Sony shall refer to any Sony Picture Entertainment, its past or present officers, directors, employees, partners, corporate parents, subsidiaries, or affiliates. Sarowitz, Steve Sarowitz. 37, Street Relations is Street Relations. 38, Tag, the agency group. 39, Vision PR is Leslie Sloan. 40, Wallace is Jed Wallace. 41, Wayfair, defendants of Wayfair Studio. 42, Wayfair SDNY complaint shall refer to the complaint docket number 1, the first amended complaint docket number 50, and any other amended complaints filed by Wayfair Studios, Justin, Jamie. It ends with us, Melissa, Nathan, and Jennifer Abel. 43, Wayfair New York Times actions shall refer to the lawsuit entitled Wayfair Studios. 44, Wayfair defendants shall refer to individually and collectively to Wayfair, Baldoni, Heath, Sarwitz, Nathan, Tag, Abel, Wallace, and Street Relations. 45, WME shall refer to William Morris Endeavor Agency. What do they have to do with this? What is happening? What do they have to do with this? I don't even understand. 46, you, your, or yours refer to Google LLC, DBA, YouTube, and any of its officers, directors, employees, partners, corporate parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, successors, assigns, or any related entity. So what I want to know is, how are they going after all of these other platforms? Like, are all of these owned by Google? Medium, Substack, WordPress. I guess Yelp, Glassdoor, if their reviews are through Google. But how are they including this in there? This is the Google subpoena to YouTube and Google. How are they including WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, Discord, Slack, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, or any private messaging feature within a social media platform? How is that included? Thank you so much for the support. I genuinely appreciate you guys so much. She's pissing all of us off. Yeah. She is the author. She wanted authorship. She's the author of her own demise publicly. This is all her. I saw someone say that because I didn't want to talk about it anymore, that means I'm guilty. No, it's because it's not worth the stress. Like, I have a farm animal sanctuary. I have like that relies on me. Every minute I spend dealing with this subpoena now takes away from me being able to make money to feed animals and keep a roof over their head. I literally have nothing to hide. But I'm also not giving her all this shit. Yeah, actually, you unearthed Nick Shapiro, so I'm worried about you. I think that is what made me a target, because that is what got me in all the hit pieces that were put out and where they started quoting me. Which is crazy, because she's the one that initially went to, I think it was Variety or Vanity Fair, to say that she hired the CIA. And so I just went to Google and did what I do and be nosy and check out Google for him. And wouldn't you know, I figured out he was with Airbnb. And then wouldn't you know, I figured out he was with Black Box. But that's all on Google. Then you figure out that he was the one, again, on Google. That is not some weird insider shit. I always show you guys where I get it. If you watch my videos, you can see me pull it up on Google. I will literally pull up Google and we will go through what's trending. I'll pull up Google and I'll say, this is where I got this article. This is how I found this article. I'll show you the search terms I put in. This isn't some weird insider thing that someone told me. It's because I'm nosy. And I went to Google and I was like, ooh, CIA, Nick Shapiro. That's weird. Who's this guy? Who are you, buddy? What do you know? What's your past? But you can find all of that, because it was the New York Post that broke. I believe it was the New York Post that broke. He was the one that, in terms of the Hunter Biden laptop, he was the one that it was a Brennan went to contact a journalist he had connections with. And in that same article, it talks about how they tweaked the headline to make it even more clickbaity and bad for, or like clickbaity and bad for essentially Russian disinformation. Like, it's showing that was Russian disinformation, or that's what they were going with. But New York Post originally broke the story that there was an issue with Hunter Biden, and the CIA took it down. So that's all on Google. You can find, I have never, ever, I am not letting her go through my shit, because I don't trust her as far as I can throw her or her lawyers. They are constantly doxing people. They are constantly doing things in shady ways. However, there's still nothing to find. I show everyone where I find things. Instructions. In addition to the specific instructions below, these requests incorporate by reference the instructions set forth in Rule 45 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. In responding to the request, you shall make a diligent search and produce responsive documents that are 1, in your possession, custody, or control, or 2, in the possession, custody, or control of any of your agents, employees, attorneys, accountants, or other representatives, or anyone acting on your behalf or under the director or counsel. This, I can't believe this is what they sent us. 3, otherwise available to you, a document shall be deemed within your control if you have the right to secure the document or a copy of the document from another person having possession, custody, or control of the document. 3, unless otherwise specified, each request concerns the time period from May 1st, 2024 through the present. Why the present? Because wasn't it a smear campaign which led her to issue the CRD complaint and all of that in the New York Times? I don't understand. And I think Candace Owens, they're actually insane. Yep. I think Candace Owens said the same thing. I think she said, I'll give you what you want up until May 1st or maybe she said up until the CRD complaint or something, but Candace said the same thing. I actually hope Candace picks this up, or Megyn Kelly or someone, because I think the smaller names like us, we need someone to speak out about this. We don't have anyone like big, like in terms of like, multi-million people platform that's really getting this message out there. But Candace did say around the lines of either May 1st, she said, or when the CRD complaint was filed. But no, they want to go like to now, which is fine. I still haven't talked to anyone, but no, what is wrong with you? All Blake and Ryan are doing is proving they're exactly who people thought they were, that they're rich, they're powerful, and they will quash anyone and step on anyone that gets in their path. That's all they're proving. Like, Blake, I don't know what to do for you, man. I've offered a lot of really great branding and marketing and PR advice. You've taken some, but all you're doing is proving people right. All you're doing is showing what went on the set, which was you moved the goalpost to fit your narrative. And if you didn't get what you want, you went over people's heads and you did it a different way because you clearly think that Wayfair's, this is what I think is going on in her head. Screw Wayfair. Wayfair definitely has all these content creators, Ryan, all these content creators that are on payroll for him. And they're just like making all of this mess for me. And they're not telling me. So we're going to go after them. And Ryan's like, damn right. We're going to go after them. And then we're going to put them in a new Deadpool movie and make fun of them in a new Deadpool movie. And she's like, yeah, Ryan, yeah, let's do it. That's literally what's happening right now. They are so deranged, my opinion only, based on what I'm seeing, that what Wayfair is giving them to them is not sinking in, that this isn't a smear campaign. Like, they genuinely cannot believe it, that whatever Wayfair has given them is all Wayfair has. I'm telling you, that's what this issue is. They do not believe that it is possible that whatever Wayfair gave them is all they have. So now they're going after everyone that's ever talked about them to prove that Wayfair is lying. I've never talked to any of them. I've made many jokes on the channel that I would love to be backed by a millionaire or a billionaire. Sorry, Steve Sarowitz, the billionaire. I'd love to be backed by a billionaire. I wouldn't be worried about hiring a lawyer right now. I wouldn't be worried about the cost of having an emergency fee for one of our rescue horses right now if I had a billionaire that was backing me. They're just proving what happened on the set. They're just showing that everything Justin said about the set and why he eventually wore down. Why he eventually was like, fine, I'm not fighting this. Do whatever you want. I don't even care at this point. Runkle's a criminal defense lawyer. I love Runkle. I've been meaning to reach out to him to see if he knows anyone. He's on the other side of Canada, but he might be able to help. Why don't Google YouTube protect you? If anybody can subpoena and get anything from anyone, YouTube is broken. I agree. And there's some people saying, well, YouTube isn't their employer. Well, no, but YouTube and Google should be protecting their customers and not setting a dangerous precedent that anyone can be like scorched earth and getting any information they want. Yeah, she's crying about an ongoing smear campaign. Yep. She just doesn't believe that whatever Wayfair turned over is all they have. Or if Wayfair is like, there is nothing here, she doesn't believe it. There's nothing there. She's barking up the wrong tree here. I can't speak for every single person, but she's barking up the wrong tree here. 4, in construing these requests, you should give effect to the definition set forth above. Undefined words and terms shall be given their common meaning. If you're unsure of the definition of a particular word, term or word, use a definition that you believe to be the most accurate and state that definition in your response. 5, if you do not clearly understand or have questions about the definitions or instructions for any request, please promptly contact counsel for Ms. Lively for clarification. 6, these requests should be construed as broadly. This is one of my favorite parts. These requests should be construed as broadly as possible, with all doubt resolved in favor of production. If you believe a request is ambiguous, use the broadest reasonable interpretation as permitted under the federal rules of civil procedure and state the nature of the perceived ambiguity and the interpretation used to resolve it. The words all, any, and each, and or shall be construed conjunctively or disjunctively as necessary to make the request inclusive rather than exclusive, except as specifically provided in these requests. Words imparting the singular shall include plural and vice versa where appropriate. Except as specifically provided in these requests, words imparting the present tense shall also include the past and future tense and vice versa where appropriate. For any hard copy productions, all documents produced shall be produced as kept in the ordinary course, including identification of the applicable file folder and source. 8, for any hard copy production, identical copies of a document need not be produced. Any copy of a document that varies from the original, whether by reason of handwritten or other notion or any omission or metadata association with a file, shall constitute a separate document and must be produced, whether or not the original of such document is within your possession, custody, or control. 9, if an objection is made to any portion of any request, A, state with specificity the objection and legal basis. B, state whether any responsive materials are being withheld on the basis of that objection. And C, answer all remaining portions of the request to which an objection is not asserted. 10, if any responsive document is withheld in whole or in part under a claim of privilege or other ground as to each such document, identify the privilege or other ground being arrested. They do need to be arrested. Asserted and provide the following information in sufficient detail to permit the court to evaluate your claims. A, date, author, addresses, persons, carbon copied or blind copied. B, including the relationship of the person to you or the author. B, brief description sufficient to identify the type, subject matter, and purpose of the document. C, all persons to whom the document's contents have been disclosed. D, the party who is asserting the privilege. E, the nature of the privilege, immunity, or protection asserted. F, asserting the privilege, immunity, or protection and or the specific reason why the document is not being produced. And G, the same information referenced in 10AF above for any enclosure or attachment to each listed document if the enclosure or attachment is also withheld for production. 11, if a portion of any responsive documents is withheld under a claim of privilege or other grounds, any non-privileged portion of the document must be produced with the withheld portion redacted. 12, if any responsive document was but no longer is in your possession, custody, or control, state whether A, missing or lost, B, destroyed, C, transferred voluntarily or voluntarily to others, D, otherwise disposed of, and E, in each instance, identify the contents, authors, date prepared or received, name, address of its current or last known custodian, and the date and circumstances surrounding such I don't know. I can barely read this shit. 13, to the extent that the native form of transactional or other data responsive to these requests, something compatible with Microsoft Office products, the data shall be produced in a usable format. Oh yeah, because Blake will get pissed if like the audio and the video are separate, even though that's how it's filmed. Which also to me shows she didn't actually edit the film. 14, these requests allegedly are continuing in nature, and all documents coming into your possession, custody, or control, which would have been produced had they been available earlier, shall be produced forthwith in. 15, notwithstanding anything else to the contrary herein, each word, term, or phrase is intended to have the broadest meaning permitted under the federal rules of civil procedure. It's talking about formats, how they're sending it through. So they want metadata. Oh, I need to do yoga. I'm so stiff. So they want all the metadata, message metadata, attachments. If any part of an email or attachment is responsive, the entire email attachment should be produced, except any information be redacted on the basis of privilege. Encryption to maximize the security of information to transmit any media on which documents or proofs may be encrypted. Blake, you don't care about it being, you only care if it impacts you. Like, don't kid us. This is wild. Sorry, guys, I haven't been keeping up on the chat. I do see you, though, and I love you. Ian Runkle could have an interest in this case being a huge creator, too. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a hold of him. I don't know if he has an official email, how much he checks his accounts, but I've been a big fan of Ian since the Johnny Depp trial. I think he's a hoot. He's so good at what he does. And I was so happy for him. He got the exclusive for Yannetti and Alessi. I had to dig deep into my tired brain to remember those names. He's doing such great work, and I was really proud of him. Happy for him. Not just your opinion. She's a nutcase. I love how stupid you make her sound. You guys make me laugh when I hop into the chat. I'm so tired I have to focus a little bit more. My ADHD brain goes a little bit more haywire when I'm this tired. Redaction. It was so funny. I was talking to LZ the other night. I think she said on Daily Dose of Donna that she was keeping me up. That woman stays up late. I'm sleeping by like 9, usually. Not the last 2 nights because everyone's on different time zones, but 12. And by everyone, Blake, I mean the content creators you are including in your subpoena, not Brian Friedman and Justin Baldoni. All right. Just to clarify that. Because she'll be like, see, I told you, Ryan. She's talking Brian Friedman, so on different time zones. 12, redactions. If Excels are to be redacted, redactions must be applied natively. Okay, so this is, we'll just go down to one. So there's 16. So when people say like, how do you know there's 16? So you go through, so the first one is going to be you as the creator. This one was shared with me, but there's 16 and everyone else is blocked out. Again, I'm not convinced all 16 even know they're involved in this. Ian Runkle. Oh, where was it? Ian Runkle would be perfect to rep you, Ashley. He's amazing. His dream is to be able to work solely pro bono. I saw that recently, that he's wanting to go full-time into YouTube so he can work pro bono. I think him and I would have a lot in common. I don't know if he would help in stuff like this, but it would be really, really cool to collaborate with him. Or collaborate. You know what I mean? I'm tired. Collaborate. I guess we're collaborating. Okay. Request for production. So it's up to 16. All subscriber information for the username, and it's redacted. Again, I don't think all 16 know yet. Every content creator that is seeing this should be checking their spam, their junk, their everything folders, because Gmail can be really big with filtering out things that are legit. But it has such like a strong filter system. It obviously, the strong filter system for bullshit doesn't work in their legal department, but the strong filter for bullshit certainly works in your Gmail when you need important documents to come through. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Gmail, YouTube. Even as a business owner, I can't tell you how many times I have clients purchase like a session with me, right? Because I have human design sessions. I have long-term consulting for branding and marketing. But they'll purchase like a one-off session, and there's an automatic email that goes out to welcome them with my schedule and all the links they need so that I'm not individually going through for every person and having to keep track of that. And how many times people reach out and they're like, I never got a welcome email. How am I supposed to book this? And sometimes they even think like it was almost a scam. People find me, they're like, I didn't get any information I paid. Is it a scam? No, Gmail just filters everything. It just filters everything. So all right. They want all your subscriber information, and they've included the accounts associated with YouTube and Google Pay, including but not limited to A, the first and last name, B, registered email addresses, C, phone numbers, D, physical address, E, backup recovery email or phone number. I do not want Blake Lively having my phone number. Okay. I don't even answer my phone for my family, let alone Blake Lively. F, subscriber registration information. I want to know, like, is that, because that seems vague to me. Is that what I subscribe to? Or is that like all of my subscribers on my channel? Like, are y'all now a part of the lawsuit too? Is this like, as a group, we're part of the lawsuit, guys? Is it, I don't know. We don't have a cool name like the Law Nerds yet, but are we Are we collectively? Jesus. G, length of service, including start date and any premium services utilized. So I assume what she's going to try and do here is say they just started their YouTube at the exact same time as the trial. The problem for that is if you really want to go through all my shit and look what has been deleted, I had hundreds of videos I deleted in 2024 when I got tired of like intellectual property being ripped off, my content being stolen. I was like, fine, I'll just delete it. I don't even give a shit. Like I was going to close down my YouTube because I got so tired of the intellectual property theft that was going on. So what she's going to find is that my account's been around since, I don't know, 2018, probably, like an active account. B, well, I guess it's only going to May 1st, but it would show that it wasn't just started during this. And for someone like Elsie, I'm the one that egged her on to start a YouTube. I was always egging her on. One of the videos I had here with her on the channel in the beginning, we were all like, the chat was egging Elsie on to create a YouTube. It wasn't just in Baldoni's team. Not that she's subpoenaed yet. I wouldn't be shocked if she gets one, but not that she's subpoenaed yet. But, you know, we in the chat, there's literally a video of this chat egging her on to start a YouTube on this channel. So you can't blame Brian Friedman for that. H, means and source of payment for such services, if applicable, including any credit card or bank account numbers or public blockchain data and addresses. I'm sorry, what? So she basically wants your bank account that's attached to your, for monetized accounts that's attached. So where you get your payment monthly from YouTube. I, login internet protocol, IP addresses used for initial registration, and J, IP addresses used from May 1st, 2024 to present with dates and session times, and K, video upload IP addresses. So she includes all of that. But again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how up here it's including like WhatsApp and Yelp and your like Microsoft, your WordPress blog with recipes or whatever. That has nothing to do with anything. Like, I don't know. I can't answer that because up here, it seems like they are just basically anything this person has ever done that might be able to link back to Google. Oh, my husband just messaged me. So one of my best friends, Cece, I don't know if she's in the chat. She'll probably watch later. One of my best friends, Cece, and my husband's like, people in the chat are trying to let you know Runkle's wanting you to contact him. That is amazing. I love Runkle. I might fangirl a little bit, though, officially meeting him. I'm not going to lie. So he has to be prepared for that because I will probably fangirl a little bit. But we'll deal with it. We'll get over that. But thank you for letting us know, guys. Thank you. Stop explaining. You have a right to report on that case, just like every other news organization. Yeah, thank you. And I think, you know, that's definitely something that, you know, I'm going to give you a little insight into the psychology of me. It was never like this channel and going with this case was never to attack. It was never to ruin someone's life. It was never to harass. It was never any of that. And so I think in my brain, like also ADHD brain, with that rejection sensitivity and overthinking things, it's like, no, I want them to understand that there was no malicious intent. Like I wasn't working with them. I was literally just trying to provide information for the masses. And yeah, I get heated sometimes. And yeah, I get upset, but it's not just to Blake and Ryan. Like that's just, I don't like bullies. I don't like when people abuse legal processes and connections. And that's really why I took a step back. And if you want a little bit more insight in me, why I wanted to do more YouTube streaming, because sorry, I'm losing my voice. I'm not about to cry. Just give me a second. I'm going to wash down the fact I'm losing my voice with coffee. The reason why, if you guys want to know a little bit more about me, and for those that are newer to the channel, the reason why I wanted to do more YouTube streaming and bring my knowledge to YouTube and even do more like one-off sessions for astrology and human design and stuff like that, and really step away from like the big time branding and marketing, is I got tired of the manipulation that happens. I got tired of how people were treated. I got tired of a lot of the stuff that goes on that just didn't feel good in my heart and soul when I went to bed at night. And yeah, I understand branding psychology. I understand marketing. I understand all of that. And you can do it ethically. And rarely, not never, rarely are you hired or sought out by really powerful people to do it ethically. And so for me, it was draining. Like, I like to think I'm a good person. I like to think that I'm doing good in the world. To me, what I look for at the end of the day when I put my head on the table is like, did I do good things? Did I make the world a bit better for those that are disenfranchised? I worked in the counseling field. I worked in group homes with an after school program for children and youth that were in at-risk neighborhoods. I worked at women's shelters. For those that are new, you might not know that. I had a past in counseling. So really what's been my driver my entire life is, if I put my head on my pillow at the end of the night, did I do good? And I'm going to be honest, a lot of the time when you're doing big time branding and marketing, you're not actually doing good. And so where I really wanted to build the channel and create not necessarily a podcast, but maybe it'll turn into that. I'd love to be like Candace Owens, that type of podcast and size of podcast. I would love to do that. But yeah, I think it was just that way to share my knowledge, because I do love branding, marketing, and PR. And I love being able to help people that are good people and spiritual and want to do good in the world, but able to use that knowledge to empower people, be able to use that knowledge to help people that don't know, because everything's branding and marketing. Everything's PR. But when you can see behind the psychology of it, you get your power back. And then you can consciously make decisions of, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I see the branding manipulation, or I see the marketing manipulation, and whatever, I still like that person because everyone does it anyway. You have a level of discernment that you wouldn't have previously. And so when I started this channel, and we talk, for those that are new, we talk about astrology and stuff here too. I'm definitely spiritual, definitely woo. And I think that's what drew me to Justin. He's very logical, he's intelligent, but he's also very spiritual. And he talks about concepts I'm passionate about. He teaches us it's safe to be multidimensional. And anyway, that's a little bit of why I started this channel. And with my past in those kinds of fields, I think it speaks for itself that I don't like people being bullied. I don't like powerful people using their resources to hurt the little guy, which is hilarious because now I'm in the center of it, which is hilarious. But anyway, guys, that's just to give you a little context on me. A morning video with Ashley is my favorite way to start the morning. I love that. This community is the best. Like I said, she's coming for this community more than anything else, because strong communities with open-minded individuals are more powerful than disjointed communities that are larger, but there's a lot of infighting and, not critical thinking going on. She thinks she is her character from Gossip Girl. She manifested this life with Ryan. She thinks she can keep manifesting everything perfectly. Yep, the pendulum finally swung the other way. She should probably listen to Karma. Isn't that her bestie song? We need Dr. Curry. I love Dr. Curry. I think she went off social media after everything because she was being harassed so bad. Which also scares me, that not me in regards to this, but just in general, experts are going to be afraid to speak out. Experts are going to be able to be afraid to support people because they're going to be afraid of getting attacked. I'm just going to drop, I keep getting messages and DMs of, Ash, start a GoFundMe. I'm going to be honest. So this is why it hasn't been started yet. Number one, we have our rescue horse, Luna, which seems to have like a tooth abscess. I uploaded the picture to, I think, Instagram stories. She's an old girl. She's like in her mid-20s, and they can get like tooth abscesses or issues with their teeth. So we have an emergency call placed for her today. So I haven't had a chance to sit with it. But number two, from what I understand of GoFundMe, you have to put your location. And based on what we know about Steve Sarowitz and what happened with Steve Sarowitz, I'm going to be honest, it makes me very uncomfortable to have even a general location up. That makes me very uncomfortable. So I'll put the PayPal link, or you can go through YouTube as well. Of course, super chat, streaming, share it. Let's grow the channel. We might as well use this as a way to get the word out there. The channel. But if you want to go an alternate route, you can use the PayPal link. ADHD brain is evil sometimes. It is. And, I don't think people realize it until you experience it. And that's why I related to Justin so much with his video where he's over explaining to Blake about like that late 2 a.m. voice note where he's over explaining. I actually have a video on the channel over explaining to Blake about why he feels bad and he wants her to feel heard. That is definitely an ADHD thing. What's next? I want your private thoughts, diary, and journal entries too. Pretty much. I'm expecting that to be updated with, can you mail your journal entries and your diary entries to us at? I wouldn't be shocked. Nothing shocks me anymore. It was about PR and branding. Your content on it is brilliant. Thank you so much. I genuinely think her feelings were probably hurt when I called her out on some stuff about her branding, which was just branding. Like I've said in all my branding videos, branding isn't personal. It's just, you might not be doing it well. Ashley is used to doing this type of work. Ashley has always been helping people. Oh, thank you. I try. That is literally my goal. Okay, let me see if I can catch up on messages. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just scrolling through. Never back down. Oh, you guys are the best. When I tell you my message about, I made a message saying that like I'm just taking a step back. It's just too much stress. When I say hundreds, I am still trying to get through all this. So if I haven't got through to you yet or I haven't responded, I do try to respond. I want everyone to feel seen. If you guys take the time to send me a DM, it genuinely is important to me. Your time is valuable to you. You only have a certain amount of time on this earth, and it means a lot that you take even a moment of your time to send a DM and say, hey, Ash, I support you. I have your back. We have your back. So it always means so much to me to get back to you. I promise I'm working my way through. I see you guys. I see you guys in my DMs. I see all the signs of support. And that's why I'm here today. And that's why I'm here talking about it, because the anti-bully fund, that's what we're going to have to call it. So we're going to have to call it. And thank you, my friend. That's why I'm here today, because you guys made your voices very loud. We're going to pull up a video. I haven't heard from the vet yet. Where is it? Here it is. But yes, I am here because of you guys, because there was so much support in my DMs, so much love. That I'm here. Okay. So this video was shared in my DM. Sorry if I don't give you a personal shout out. It's been a whirlwind of a morning. I can't remember exactly who sent this to me off the top of my head. Little girl attorney, why are small YouTubers being dragged into the Blake Lively lawsuit? I started following her on TikTok as well. So she has a TikTok page. She seems absolutely lovely. Now, it's interesting. We'll look at a couple pieces of that, but let's go down. There was someone. Oh, I wish I had saved the exact comment, because now I'm not going to be able to find it. Bear with me, guys. Apparently lawyers are saying this is normal. This person, if you weren't convinced before she's full of shit, this still doesn't do it, then I think you're playing with a full picnic basket. That's hilarious. I don't think you're playing with a full picnic basket. It was someone trying to discredit the content creators. And why can't I find it now? Oh, here it is. No, Wayfair gave her the list that she used to generate the subpoena to Google. The lack of intelligence is astounding to me. It's astounding to me, the lack of intelligence, and lack of intelligence just drives me crazy. So this person says no. So the original comment is what she found didn't satisfy her. So she went fishing. That's exactly what I've been saying. I agree. No, Wayfair gave her the list that she used to generate the subpoena to Google. She's not fishing. Wayfair told her they were in contact, which makes them directly relevant. So good luck to these creators arguing that they aren't to the judge. They've been checkmate. How else do you explain? I am so tired of explaining basic common sense shit on this channel. What does Elsie say? Common sense is chasing you, but you're faster is one of my favorite sayings now, but I have to give Elsie credit for that one. How else do you explain how Blake knew the specific email addresses to include? And before you say they were publicly available as per their social media profile, Donna mentioned in her video yesterday that many of the email addresses were not the ones publicly available. Okay. The subpoena has your handle for YouTube, my friend. This person. I know you guys are smart and this is just... The subpoena has your handle. So my handle is Ashley Brianna Eve. So in the subpoena, it says all information for @Ashley Brianna Eve. So the email I received from YouTube, Blake's team didn't email me. Blake's team didn't email anyone. The emails we received were from YouTube as part of their process when a subpoena is served on someone's YouTube channel. Blake doesn't have my email. And in fact, if she did, it wouldn't be the one she used. Like the one I got my email to. Because this was created before I had my business email that I have currently. That was created 5 years ago or so. So Wayfair did not give her a list that I'm on at all. So stop spreading bullshit on the internet about how this went down. I'm not on a list. I haven't been checkmated because there's no communication. Blake did not know our specific email addresses. Oh, the stupidity. This person, first of all, she doesn't need to provide the email addresses. She can send links of the channel to Google. And that's exactly what she did. If she actually had something, she wouldn't be sending requests to Google. She know their names and send it to them directly. The only thing I'll say about that is a lot of us use our real names. So I think it's hard to argue that she doesn't know the name of Shasti Flaw. You know what I mean? So this is wrong. And this person says, no one has seen the list of content creators provided by Wayfair, so this is purely speculation on your part. It's plausible, of course. Not my case, but it's just a guess, and there's no evidence that she had their email addresses. She didn't. It was YouTube emailed us at the email linked to the YouTube they are targeting. So if you had like Tinkerbell 21756 because you created it when you were 10 years old and that's how you started your YouTube channel and you never changed it, Tinkerbell 216710002 is the email that they sent your subpoena notice to, even if you haven't used the Tinkerbell email in 3 years. Which also means you don't know that you're being subpoenaed or part of the subpoena. So anyway, this person is, I mean, that's a lot of gusto on something you are so horribly wrong about, but you know, you do you. So we're not going to watch this full video, but please do go support Little Girl Attorney over on TikTok. But there was a part here that I thought I'd love to play. Whoops. Damn it. Why can't I play it? There we go.
how is that financial information? How is that data?
Oh, that's really low. Let's see if I can get it louder on TikTok. Let's see if I can switch over to TikTok and get it louder over there.
Is that financial information? How is that data, very private data of someone, going to help her claim that there was an alleged smear campaign against her? So it's such a far flung and far fetched way to get the information that you need to prove your claim that it's really smelling of an abuse of discovery. And if I were to receive that, I would raise all hell. I would move to Quash. I would get it before the judge. And I would make all the arguments about how any of this is a proper use of the discovery tool. I mean, these lawyers have sent out 60 plus subpoenas in this case. All this information that they could have received straight from the defendants.
And that's what I said too, is I honestly believe she, in her head, has believed there's no way what Wayfair is providing is the whole truth, but it is.
Like, why don't you depose them? So it's starting to look like this is more of a harassment campaign than it is a discovery campaign. And I'm with not actually Golden on the stuff about the First Amendment. I mean, when you get to the point where you are effectively silencing people's speech, that is directly undermining a fundamental right that this entire legal system was based off of. That same First Amendment right that allowed the New York Times to publish what it did, that same First Amendment right that allows Ryan Reynolds to call Justin Baldoni a sexual predator, that same First Amendment right that allows her to make claims about sexual harassment and not get sued in California for it, that same First Amendment protects small people that are going online, like myself, sharing their opinions about publicly available information. I don't mean to get all philosophical here, but I've just been sitting with this subpoena thing all day, shocked that it's real, and really just disappointed.
Yeah. And then we can pull up Not Actually Golden, who I really like as well. Let me pull her up. This is a longer video as well. We'll try to get to the part where she's talking about this. What a mess.
Extreme opinions on things. I tend to be pretty flexible and open on how the law might appropriately be applied to different situations. Even when I'm like, this law, this argument should win 99% of the time, I'm still open to the 1% of the time, which I think I have to be a halfway decent lawyer. But there is one place in the law about which I am almost an absolutist, and that place is free speech. I believe in free speech to a degree in which I don't really believe in many other legal concepts. Because to me, it is the foundation for all of the other rights. And without it, none of the rest of it really matters all of that much. And so these actions, though grounded in civil litigation going on, they're not just pulling it out of their ass. I understand where they're coming from. They do give me some concern, because in every one of these situations, it appears that people are using the civil litigation process to either get to things they otherwise couldn't get to, or punish people for engaging in what would otherwise be protected speech.
That I want to just pause there. That's what this feels like to me, because it's information that she should be able to get through Wayfair. Although, again, I don't think she believes that what she's getting is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but it is. And it feels more like trying to punish people, which also to me makes me wonder, did this all start over her thinking Justin called her fat, over her asking how much she weighed to the personal trainer? Like, is that really what, it's hard to believe, but is that really what this is all about? Because it seems like everyone that's ever said anything that's not super nice about her on the internet now is part of this lawsuit. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are absolutely amazing.
And for what it's worth, I feel very comfortable that I put my money where my mouth is here, because I get defamed on Reddit every day, right? And other places. People say shit about me that's not true over there all the time. So, but I don't go over there and try to take it down, or I don't go over there and try to, you know, have them investigate. I don't sue them, because it's their right. You know, they have the right to say shitty stuff about people on the internet, unless and until it reaches a certain point where it becomes an exception to free speech, one of those 5 exceptions. And so I think what's happening here, if I were on the Wayfair team, or if I were at Vanity Fair writing an article about this.
So this, we've talked about this here too, and I've said this previously, not in regards to this specifically, but I have similar thoughts.
To me, the policy issue that is arising, both from the original smear campaign and now the Stephanie Jones stuff, and now this sort of legally mushy and partially unsettled issue, which is, do content creators have free speech rights when it comes to being subpoenaed in a civil case by celebrities? If you are, I take no position on any of those content. Dana, I thought her name was Dana. Apparently it's Donna, or Zach, or whoever those people are. I don't know whether they're good or.
I don't think either of them have even been are involved.
But in any event,
I don't think they've been.
I am concerned about these smaller creators, because I don't know what they're supposed to do. And we're going to have to see what this actually turns into, if anything. But I am willing to say at this point that I have concerns about the way that these 2 pieces of litigation are being used to potentially limit or eliminate people's right to engage in free speech. Because nobody's talking about crimes, nobody's talking about harm against children. They're just talking about making things that make celebrities look bad.
Agree. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships, guys. And I am so sorry if I missed you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. Thank you so much for supporting this just absolutely ridiculous. I love that you guys are calling it the anti-bully fund. I just love you guys. Like, Lively, don't try to look at my content. That's funny. I'm calling Visa. That's so funny. Check your DM. Runkle responded. I sent you his info. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Don't fuck with Justice. Got a hold of Runkle and he wants you to DM him. I will do that as soon as I get off this. People in Shire saying Runkle wants you to reach it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that I missed some of these. I will definitely reach out to Runkle.
And there are times when you have to step in and say free speech doesn't cover this. There are times. They are few and far between in this country, but there are times. This to me does not seem like one of those times. It really doesn't. I will leave you with this, because this is something that I use to help people understand how big and how broad the American First Amendment is supposed to be. In Europe, in most of Western Europe, Europe is a big place now, but
okay, so this is in Runkle's YouTube. I see so many people asking who he is. He's fantastic. He's a law tuber. You'll love him. If you like this channel, you'll love Ian. I believe he has ADHD as well. He's spoken about maybe. But I feel like our brands are very similar in many ways.
in most of Western Europe, including in the UK, in Germany, I believe in France too. French people tell me if I'm wrong. It is a civil violation and maybe even a crime in some places to deny the Holocaust. Holocaust denial is considered an illegal act. And it makes sense, right? Like that, denying that that happened, like that harms people, that hurts people, that doesn't reflect history. It could be, you know, spreading misinformation, all that kind of stuff. So in other countries, that is something that under the law you cannot do. But it's completely legal in the United States to deny the.
Hello, Cassidy. We love you here. Oh my goodness, Subpoena sister. I didn't know if you had said anything, so I didn't want to let it slip. But it looks like you have now announced it. We are, you know, connected for life now.
Holocaust. You can do it on a radio show. You can do it on a podcast, for example. Because our right to free speech is so broad that you can say the grossest, most wrong, unethical, scary, shittiest thing ever and be protected because we have so much free speech. So the idea to me that Holocaust denial is protected, but gossiping on TikTok about a movie actress isn't, that doesn't sit right with me. That's kind of where I am right now.
Yeah. And to me, this just honestly, it gives a completely different, or like a precedent. Honestly, if you can now go for anyone that says anything about you online, how are people, that takes commentary out. That takes everything out other than legacy media, because you're not allowed to talk on anything. You're not allowed to hurt the rich and powerful's feelings. It's not illegal to call Ryan and Blake assholes. Opinion only, right? It's like, that's my opinion. Runkle won't give a fuck that Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. He's awesome. I've been, like I said, such a huge fan for a really long time of his. And I don't even understand why I didn't even think to have reached out to him, honestly. And yeah, if what Ryan did was protected speech, anything goes. So Ryan has the audacity to sit there and be like, I can call him a predator because that's protected speech. It's my opinion. But no one can say anything about them because it's bullying and harassment. Like, do they see that connection? Like, I genuinely, do they sit there and go, huh, that's interesting. We won't turn over our documents. We're not turning over text messages with Taylor. We're not following through on anything. We'll just remove claims instead of talk about, the apparent mental health issues that we have. We're not doing anything. And we can say whatever we want because, well, freedom of speech and all. But if anyone speaks out against us, we're just going to sue them. We're just going to say they're part of a smear campaign. It's just... And I honestly believe that YouTube should be more concerned about this. And they might be. They might be. Maybe they are. Maybe they're mounting a defense. I don't know. Maybe on Monday we're going to see something filed. And that's the other thing with Blake. Apparently, I haven't checked it. I haven't seen it. I haven't had a chance to look into it. But from what I've heard, this was filed in New York. So people are following the docket in the Blake Lively case, but it seems like this was completely separate. And that's why I think that this is all being done in the hopes that people won't notice in time. So they get this broad-reaching bullshit. They're not protected. They're targeting smaller creators that maybe won't have the money to fight them or won't see it in time. I popped down, come, I just see you're still alive. Yeah, I was like, we'll go live for like 45 minutes or so. I was using the vet as like a marker of when I would have to be like hard cut off by. But then she got called on an even bigger emergency. So Oh, interesting. Motion or subpoenas don't normally show up unless there's motions on them. So yeah, I guess it wouldn't even show up in New York then. That's a good point. It's like Van Zandt. They do all this shady shit, so you don't know anything's coming. Oh, yeah. We think alike. Where's the comment there? Yeah, this is so much like Van Sham. Yep. So they do these shady ass things that they try to catch people off guard. If you're not following Leanne, make sure you do. Leanne is such a friend of the channel. We love Leanne here. Sham lawsuit 2.0. Literally. Go big or go home, I suppose. I mean, man. All right, let's just see what's going on over in Google. What's Legacy Media doing today? And look what her team's pushing. Blake Lively, her favorite mouthpiece, people. Blake Lively slams Justin Baldoni's team for trying to turn her deposition into a circus. Even though she is the one that leaked the addresses for both the location that Wayfair wants to do her deposition at and the location for where she wants to do her deposition at, where she's going to have like snackies and refreshments. Can you imagine Blake Lively's attorneys, if you're the opposing side, and they have the audacity with how shady AF they are to be like, you guys can come hang out here for the depositions. We're going to like have snackies and refreshments. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, phone was ringing. She's probably like, oh crap. She told me to just text her. I might have to run in a minute because I don't think my husband will be able to sedate Luna. So those that are just jumping on, one of our rescue horses at the property has an emergency. Ding, ding. You can sedate her now. All right. I am going to have to run, guys. One of our rescue horses at the property has an emergency vet bill today. If you guys wanted to support the legal fight and the rescue animals, you can go through YouTube, of course. Absolutely. I'm so grateful for all the support here, guys. And you can go through PayPal if you prefer to use PayPal. Totally up to you guys. We appreciate all the support. I do plan on getting a GoFundMe up for the legal fees and for fighting this. Like I said, my one thing that I'm trying to figure out how to get around is I don't want like it post your town. And considering they like set a garbage can on fire at Steve Sarwitz's house, Blake fanatics, I don't really want that. And thank you for the super chat. As Donna Bowling often says, Blake's rules are for living are. It's rules for me and not for thee. 100%. That is literally what she proves to us every single day. Thank you for getting our day off to an amazing start. Well, thank you for being here. Like I said, I can't do this without you guys. I genuinely can't. And I'll say, and I'll die on this hill, that I think it's the community she's trying to shut down because you guys are loud, you're passionate, you're critical thinkers, and that is dangerous to the powers that be. That's dangerous to the status quo. But yeah, Blake is just running a bunch of stupid ass stories about the media circus. She's creating a media circus to like distract. She's Blake. But anyway, I do have to go. I have to run out. I have to sedate Luna. I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram on what's going on with her. But for now, guys, I don't know. It's real. It's real. The subpoena is real. I'm going to contact Runkle and see how he can help, if he can help, or if he can point me in the right direction of someone that can help, because there is conflicting information, whether it's the 16th or the 31st, that is actually the deadline, which is really concerning. So if it's the 16th, that means that's freaking Wednesday. And again, like the thing for me, I'm not scared about the fact that I'm involved in the subpoena because I have nothing to hide. For me, like every minute she pulls me out of like my business and marketing and promoting my business and my services, that is money out of taking care of our rescue animals. That's money out of getting them food and doing things that produce income so that I can take care of our animals. So that's what pisses me off the most about all of this is she's going after someone that, like, my husband and I run the sanctuary on our own. We don't have help. Someone that every minute counts in my day. So chasing this down is a pain in my ass, and it takes resources away from creatures on my property that actually need it. I love you too, my friend. It's so nice to see you. I'm sorry that I didn't say hi. I saw your one comment asking if I was okay. I am doing pretty well, all things considering. I'm just really tired because I've been keeping up with everyone late at night when I usually go to bed at like 9. But I'm sorry I missed that. I did notice it out of the corner of my eye that you asked if I was okay, and I forgot to circle back to it. All right. With that, guys, I do have to run. I will keep you updated on Luna. But with that, for now, I will look into getting something going. I think the one that Andy's using requires my social insurance number because I'm Canadian, which makes me nervous giving anything other than the government my social insurance number. So I'm going to sort it out. But for right now, we can use the PayPal link until I have something that's better for us to put a legal fund together. All right, my friends, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for all of the kind messages. We're in it. We're in it as a community, but we'll get through it together. All right, my friends, I love you and have a great weekend. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.